what are some tips and tricks for kind of staying on top of it? Because it can be a lot of work. So here's what we'd recommend. And it's a lot of work for a lot of reasons. It's figuring out what should I even post about. It's taking those photos, it's editing that content, it's posting it, it's responding to all the people, and then it's making sure that you're staying consistent on that all the time, right? That's a lot. So here's some best practices that we recommend. This might be a good one to take a picture of. But following top accounts is a great idea. First of all, it's fun, and if you like this stuff, you're going to see some good stuff on there. But it helps you stay on top of the trends. If you follow the accounts that are that are investing a lot in social, you can piggyback back off of them. And in general, we recommend don't reinvent the wheel, right? If you have the time and you have the energy and you have an idea, obviously go for it. Be as innovative as you can. But you don't even need to. If you find really, really similar businesses to you that are in non-competitive areas, maybe the other side of the country, and they post great content, take as much influence and inspiration from those as you can. Save yourself, that creative load, and even just to get your feet wet and get started, right? It's a great way to start. So I'd recommend following as many of these top accounts as you can to get inspiration and stay on top of trends. And then rather than doing this, every single day, engagement is, if you're looking to grow your follower account, engaging with other content is a great way to do it. What does engagement look like? That means following other accounts. That means DMing people. That means commenting on posts. Doing things to get your brand out there a little bit can lead to follower growth. We see the best follower growth happening from that type of engagement work. And rather than trying to do that every day, set up a couple times. Maybe it's during your break when you're just scrolling through content in general. Use that time when you're scrolling through content to just add a couple, right? If you're following top accounts that are in your industry, also follow some local accounts and use that time to don't just scroll, but also add a comment here or there, or like a post or DM someone, right? Just add a little bit extra to what you're already doing and build that into a habit a couple of times a week as opposed to, having to figure out how to do it every single day. Charlene just mentioned batching content. Definitely recommend using some sort of tool. We've got a tool like this that you can use to create the content and schedule it out in advance. So rather than creating a different post every day, you can spend your off day. Maybe it's Monday. Yeah, you're sitting down for a couple hours and creating all of the posts for the whole week or for the 2 weeks, right? And scheduling it into your tool so that you can just let it go and you can just worry about responding to comments and then doing engagement. Definitely using some local hashtags. You can see what comes up when you search for salon near me, for example, in your Instagram, and figuring out what those salons are doing for their hashtags and figuring out what they're doing for their captions. And again, don't reinvent the wheel there. Location is a great thing to include on every post as well. That's an important keyword. Bot accounts can really hurt your follower. It's not that number of followers. We just don't recommend. Better to have 100 really high quality followers than 1,000 followers that do zero engagement. Instagram cares a lot about the engagement rate on your posts. And if you have bots, they're not going to engage with your posts regularly and they're not going to be in the location that you care about. And so that can actually hurt your account more than help. So we recommend cleaning up your follower account. If you've paid for followers or you're using bots, right, it's just not worth it. Much better to organically grow your profile. And then we've already talked about using branded templates, but that makes a big difference. Here are some accounts that you can follow for advice. Obviously, we threw ourselves in there. This is Glammatic Pro. That's our social media account. And we post a lot of tips on there. These other accounts also post tips for social. So those are a bunch of tips on the social media side.